A single piece of paper nearly destroyed an innocent man and exposed a conspiracy at the heart of an entire nation. Back in 1894 in Paris, France, something happened that would change everything. A torn scrap of paper, the bordereau, found in the wastebasket of the German military attaché's office, set off a chain reaction that would convulse a nation. The French army, still raw from the 1870 defeat by Prussia, was paranoid about leaks. When handwriting experts pointed at Captain Alfred Dreyfus, a decorated Alsatian Jew in the artillery, the military hierarchy moved fast and quietly. In a closed court-martial in December 1894, Dreyfus was convicted of passing secrets to Germany. He was publicly degraded and sent to Devil's Island, an exile in the tropics that became a symbol of official brutality. On the surface, it looked like a tidy arrest of a traitor. But underneath, the machinery of the French General Staff had already begun to grind, preserving the army's honor at almost any cost. Critical evidence was kept from Dreyfus's lawyers, a secret dossier shown to judges but not to the defense, and questions about the bordereau's authorship were brushed aside. The real conspiracy was not merely that a man had been framed. It was that powerful officers conspired to conceal their error rather than admit the army had arrested the wrong man. 2 years later, the story turned. Georges Picquart, a career intelligence officer who became head of the army's statistical section, found a small blue telegram, the Petit Bleu, that linked another officer, Major Ferdinand Walsin Esterhazy, to the German attaché. Picquart's methodical inquiry pointed toward Esterhazy as the real conduit. He reported up the chain. Instead of a reopening of justice, Picquart was pushed aside, transferred, and silenced. The military preferred a cover-up to a confession. When Esterhazy was finally put on trial in January 1898, the court-martial staged a rapid acquittal that shocked Dreyfus's supporters. The acquittal was not the end. It was the moment the conspiracy went public. Émile Zola, the most famous novelist of the day, published an open letter, J'accuse, in a Paris newspaper. He named generals, accused the army of perjury and fabrication, and turned the Dreyfus case into an indictment of institutional corruption. The reaction was volcanic. Behind the scenes, things grew darker. Hubert Joseph Henry, an intelligence officer, forged a document to tie Dreyfus to treason and to discredit Picquart's findings. That falsified evidence was folded into the secret dossier that had already been used to convict Dreyfus. Once Zola's intervention and press scrutiny exposed the forgery, Henry confessed to fabricating documents and hanged himself in August 1898. The suicide was both a confession and a final attempt by the system to contain scandal. Yet it only widened the fracture in French society. The Dreyfus Affair exposed not just one miscarriage of justice, but an entire institutional reflex, the readiness of a military establishment to suppress truth to protect prestige. It revealed raw anti-Semitism seething in the press and in political life. Dreyfus's Jewish identity made him an easy scapegoat in a country where national humiliation and xenophobia intersected. The affair split France into Dreyfusards and anti-Dreyfusards, turned newspapers into battlegrounds, and made literature a weapon of public conscience. It illustrated how conspiracies are not always shadowy secret societies, but can be formal, bureaucratic acts, forged files, withheld evidence, strategic transfers, and a refusal at the top to accept error. By 1898, the conspiracy that had begun with a scrap of paper could no longer be contained. The revelations would eventually lead to retrials, appeals to the highest courts, and international debate. More than a courtroom drama, the Dreyfus Affair became a test of modern democracy. Whether institutions would submit to truth or crush it to preserve their image. Its reverberations transformed French politics, journalism, and law, and left a lasting lesson about how power protects itself, and how fragile justice can be when a nation's honor is at stake. Because sometimes the most dangerous conspiracies aren't hidden in the shadows. they're protected in plain sight. Don't forget to subscribe for more conspiracy stories like this.